He started talking in a voice so quiet I could barely hear him at first. He told Maya about me, about how we met, about how scared he'd been to let someone in again after losing her. His voice cracked when he said he was sorry for taking 3 years to bring someone to meet her, sorry for being afraid she'd think he was replacing her or forgetting what she meant to him. He promised her parents he'd keep coming back every single year, that he wouldn't let her be forgotten no matter how much time passed or how his life changed. The raw pain in his voice made my chest hurt, so badly I had to press my hand against it just to breathe. Tears were streaming down his face, but he kept talking to her like she could hear him, like she was right there listening to everything he needed to say. He told her he missed her every day, and that the guilt of surviving when she didn't still woke him up at night sometimes. Watching him break down at her grave made me understand what he meant about carrying this every single day. This wasn't old grief that had healed over with time and distance. This was fresh and aching and right beneath the surface of everything he did, a constant companion he'd learned to function around but never truly escaped. He got up after a few minutes and just stood there staring at her name with tears running down his face, his jaw clenched tight like he was trying to hold himself together. Maya's mother moved closer to me and put her arm around my shoulders. She spoke quietly so only I could hear, telling me she was grateful he had me now, that Maya would want him to be happy and loved. The generosity of her words given her own loss hit me hard. Here was a woman who'd buried her daughter, who came to this cemetery every year to pour beer on her grave, and she was worried about whether her daughter's friend had someone to love him. I started crying for the first time since we'd arrived at the cemetery, tears falling so fast I couldn't stop them. She squeezed my shoulder and didn't say anything else, just stood there with me while we both watched my boyfriend grieve for the woman he couldn't save. We stayed at the graveside for over an hour, nobody wanting to be the first one to suggest leaving. The afternoon sun felt too bright and normal for how heavy everything felt, like the world should somehow acknowledge what we were carrying, but instead just kept going like any other day.